Well, happy Memorial Day to everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of Major League Baseball. Hi, my name is between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the San Francisco Giants. Game one of a three-game series coming up, and both teams have a very similar record coming into today's game, as the Pirates come into today 26 and 26. Currently sitting in second place of the NL Central, about a game and a half back of the Milwaukee Brewers. And for the San Francisco Giants coming in today's game, they sit 27 and 26, in third place of the NL West behind the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks, 4.5 games back of the division. Now, both ball clubs come in identical records, but they have two different stories to tell. As Pittsburgh is 4-6 over the last 10 games on a 2-game losing streak after losing after dropping the series 2-1 against Seattle on the road over the weekend. San Francisco picked up the weekend series victory over Milwaukee, beating them Friday and Saturday, dropping them on Sunday. They come in today's game 7-3. The Giants are 15 and 11 on home, and the Pirates are 14 and 13 on the road. We're getting ready for some Memorial Day baseball here coming up, as the Pittsburgh Pirates and the San Francisco Giants get ready to play game one of a 3-game series at Oracle Park. All coming up next here on the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel. It is a wonderful day for some baseball at Oracle Park, and we're just getting underway. I want to welcome everyone back here to a very special Memorial Day edition of Major League Baseball. We will have the Pittsburgh Pirates taking on the San Francisco Giants here in today's game, as they both come in today's game playing very evenly. Pirates come in today's game 26 and 26, as the Giants come in 27 and 26. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, their starting lineup today, as they come in 26-26, second in the NL Central, just a game and a half back of Milwaukee Brewers, penciled in by the manager Derek Shelton. Batting first at shortstop is Tusipita Marcano. And batting second in left field is Brian Reynolds. Batting third, the designated hitter, is Andrew McCutchen. Batting fourth, the center fielder, is Jack Sawinski. Batting fifth at first base is Connor Joe. Ji Huan Bei will be playing second base, batting sixth, batting seventh at third base, Rodolfo Castro. Josh Palacios, excuse me. He'll be playing center field, batting eighth, and batting ninth is Austin Hedges. Doing the pitching for the San Francisco Giants is going to be Anthony Disclafani, right-handed pitcher, coming in today's game 3-4 with a 3.43 ERA and 47 strikeouts. Today's umpires of the game doing the balls and strikes at home plate will be Mike Estrabrook. First base will be Andy Fletcher. Second base is Eric Bachus. And at third base is Laz Diaz. Around the horn for the San Francisco Giants out there on the field, the 27 and 26 Giants. Left to right will be Austin Slater. Center field is going to be Bryce Johnson. Right field is going to be Mitch Haniger. Over there at third base is DJ Davis. Shortstop is going to be Brandon Crawford. Casey Smith will be playing second base. At first base is Wilmer Flores. Doing the catching is Patrick Bailey. And as they get underway, first pitch is hit out to center field. Diving attempt catch by Bryce Johnson. It's going to get past some extra bases to lead off the ball game here for Marcano. And that's the way we get things rolling here on a lovely Memorial Day. I mean, that was just a pitch, just a little too much. I mean, right over the plate. And, you got to take advantage. And this is coming from a ball club. I mean, Pittsburgh really needs this going for them as they, have not been on the right track as of late. The Pittsburgh Pirates have been for first place for the good part of May and April. This one's a fly ball out to center field. And out there will be Johnson to make the grab. One away. Marcano holds up at second. And, listen, the Pirates have been in first place on and off throughout the month of April and May. They get a chance to, they haven't been playing well the last couple of weeks, falling out of first place to Milwaukee. And the NL Central's already looking rocky as we hit here at the end of May, beginning of June here. Andrew McCutchen steps up. Here's the first pitch, swinging. High fly ball out to left field. Coming in is left fielder Slater for out number 2. And back and tagging up, heading to third will be Marcano. And with 2 outs, a runner on third. And that will end the inning. A tad back. All right, quick 1-2-3 inning here for the Pirates as we head to the bottom of the first inning for the Giants coming up to bat. As we welcome you back here to the bottom of the first inning, we get to line up in a moment. And it was Marcano who As soon as McCutcheon hit it out to left field, he was just taken off, so they were able to double him up to get the double play in the first inning. First pitch in to Slater. It's inside for a ball. Here's the 1-0 count. A swing fly ball out to right field. Getting under it is going to be Jake Sawinski for Josh Palacio on number 1. Batting lineup for the San Francisco Giants. Batting first in left field is Austin Slater. At third base, J.D. Davis. First base is Wilmer Flores. The cleanup spot, right-hander Mitch Haniger. Second baseman is Casey Smith. The catcher, batting 6, Patrick Bailey. The designated hitter, David Villar. Batting 7th. Batting 8th is shortstop Brendan Crawford. Batting 9th, center fielder Bryce Johnson. Here's the 1-0 count to Davis. This is fly ball out to right center field. Getting under is the center fielder, Jack Sawinski, for out number 2. The pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates is Rich Hill. Rich Hill is 4-4, 4.27 ERA with 52 strikeouts. As the first pitch on the way to Flores is in there, called for a strike, 0-1. Flores is 238, 6 home runs, 15 RBIs. This one's out of bounds. 0-2. The Pittsburgh Pirates wearing gray tops, gray bottoms. As the San Francisco Giants wearing white tops, white bottoms, orange letterings, orange and black stitches. This one's on the outside. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one's popped up. Over at shortstop for Marcano. 1-2-3. Here go the Giants in the first. We are out through inning number 1. Tied at 0. Let's play heading into inning number 2 here. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for the Pirates. Jack Sawinski steps up. First pitch is outside for a ball. Sawinski, left-handed pitcher, batting .232, 9 home runs, 26 RBIs, and 6 stolen bases. Here's the 1-0 count. This one's popped up out of play, out to at third, And making the grab is going to be the third baseman, J.D. Davis, one away. Well, as I mentioned here, and I kind of got disclosed everything that kind of went on quick early inning number one. And we, for these two teams, very similar records, two different directions. Pirates kicked off the season great, holding down first place for a bit. Connor Joe steps up, first baseman, batting .241. Here's the first pitch. Just check swing. Home plate umpire calls it a strike. But the last couple of weeks, it seems like the Pirates have been sinking. They fall out of first place. They're 4-6 over the last 10 games. This one's down in the dirt. It's 1-1. As the San Francisco Giants, they're having themselves a nice little, steady season. Started from the bottom of the NL West, moving their way to third place. Here's the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Giants are 7-3 after a loss yesterday in Milwaukee. Milwaukee avoiding a sweep here. Here's the 1-2 to Connor. This one's down in the dirt. It's 2-2. So Pittsburgh needs to get away, get back on the winning track, winning ways here. San Francisco would like to begin this 3-game series with the W. This one's on the outside. It's 3-2 now. Ji-Hwan Bae is up next. 275. Scafani. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And goes down for the second out of the inning is Joe. I was chasing the ball outside the strike zone. This Scafani last outing was back on May 24th in Minnesota, giving up 4 runs off of 6 hits in 5 innings, walked 2 batters, and struck out 6. Hoping to turn things around today. So far, so good. Here's the pitch. It's on the outside corner, called for a strike. No balls, 1 strike to Ji-Hwan Bae. Left-handed batter, 275, 2 home runs, 15 RBIs, but 2 strikeouts. Is it right back to the pitcher? This Scafani fumbles it, but those are over the first, the ending inning. Inning and a half gone by. We're here scoreless on the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel. Tie ball game as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Getting ready for Mitch Haniger as we celebrate Memorial Day. As we honor the men and women who have served our country and not come home. A moment of silence for them. Wherever you guys are at today, we welcome you in. Thank you guys for tuning in. First pitch to Mitch Haniger is outside for a ball. First pitch of today's ball game is 2:07. Pacific time. 15 miles wind blowing out to center field. This one's inside. It's 2 balls, no strike. 64 degrees, partly cloudy. Mitch Haniger, 238. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swing, chop, fouls. 2 balls, 1 strike. Oracle Park. Out there in San Francisco. Has the big glove out there. And then the bay off along the right field side. Here's the 2 balls, 1 strike. It's in there on the outside corner, 2-2. Mitch Haniger, he was 1 for 4, 4 for 8 over the last 2 games again in Milwaukee. That one's up high. It's 3-2. 2 runs in the last 2 games. Over the last 7 games, he is 8 for 25, batting .320. Here's the 3-2 pitch, chop foul. We'll replay. It's been a while since we called an official ball game. And a lot of people will say that Memorial Day is the spark of the beginning of summer. Nice and warm outside. Here's a 3-2 pitch and is hit over into shallow center. Gets down for a base hit. And with nobody out, we got a runner on for San Francisco. Trying to carry some of their winning ways from Milwaukee out to back home. For Casey Smith now due up. Manager for the Pirates, Derek Shelton, kind of had to move some players around, taking on Anthony DeSclafani as a right-hander. A lot of left-hander action in the Pirates lineup today. That one's inside for a ball, 1-0. Casey, 324, 2 home runs, 13 RBIs. As Hill sets. And that's down in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. For San Francisco, they got a lot of right-handed pitchers, not until you get down to the bottom, as you only have the 1 left-handed pitcher in Brandon Crawford, batting number 8. Bryce Johnson, Patrick Bailey, both switch hits. This is a fouled back. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. And you were just trying to pinpoint maybe exactly where that one hit off the umpire's mask. Just trying to where Pittsburgh is, what are they doing wrong the last couple of weeks? Because they were playing extraordinary baseball to begin the season. And I was even nervous to see, every year you have 1-2 teams that really catch you by surprise. 2 balls, 1 strike. This one's foul. Count goes 2-2. And Pittsburgh was one of those teams to begin the season where they were shocking a lot of people. And, a division where St. Louis got off to a rough start. Milwaukee seems to be average. Cincinnati right now is in 3rd place after sweeping the Cubs. Here's the 2-2. This is a fly ball out to left field going back to the warning track, and not going to be able to grab it is going to be Brian Reynolds, as Haniger stops at 3rd and Smith comes to 2nd. Let's see how they score this. Looks like it's going to be another possibly base hit. That was maybe inches from just being gone. Reynolds gets to the warning track, and he may have just lost it in the air, trying to maybe brace for the wall out there in left field. Yeah, he took his eyes off the ball quite just a little bit, so he could reposition himself as the wall was approaching. So 2-1, nobody out for Patrick Bailey. That one's going to be scored as a hit. As the 0-1 count. This one's chopped out to right field. Coming around to score is Haniger and Smith. On the way to 2nd is Bailey. And he's testing third, and he's going to be in safe, without a doubt. 2 runs in here in the bottom of the second. Giants out 2-0, thanks to a 2-run RBI triple by Patrick Bailey. We're just adding it on to his 7 RBI season so far, so bring that up to 9. And you just gotta, this is where the Oracle Park could kind of just work in your favor. San Francisco knows, how to put the ball in play. Here's a first pitch to David Villar. It's in there, called for a strike. This one's on the inside. It's 1-1. So the Giants are out early 2-0 here in the second. Rich Hill getting into some trouble early on. This one is chopped right back at third. Holding the runner at third, throws it over to first for out number 1. Rich Hill's last game was back on May 23rd versus the Texas Rangers. He lost that game going 5 1/3 inning, giving up 5 runs and 7 hits, walking 2 batters, striking out 9. And this is part of the woes that Pittsburgh run into early on. A swing and a miss by Brandon Crawford. A runner on third, 1 away. Here's the 0-1 count. This one is chopped right to first base. That's going to get past the first baseman into right field down the line. Coming in to score will be Smith. Coming rolling into second is Brandon Crawford. And the Giants extend their lead to 3-0. Or a nice ball that he pulls towards him. A nice diving attempt by the first baseman, Connor Joe, but just on the fair side. And the Giants are now extending their lead 3-0 here. As the first pitch is called for a ball to Bryce Johnson. And this one is in there, called for a strike. It's 1-1. Hill sets. Here's the pitch. This is flied out. Right center. Calling it off is Palacios, and he'll make the grab. Crawford will stay at second and 2 away. Two down. Back to the top of the lineup for the Giants. Austin Slater is due up. He flied out to right. Back in the first. Here's the first pitch. This one's hit. Fly ball out to left center field, going back to the wall. And that's out of here. 2-run blast by Austin Slater. His first of the season extends the Giants out to 5-0 here in the second inning. Five runs of the Giants scored here alone in the second inning. All tying off thanks to a 2-run blast out to the Pirates bullpen. Here's the first pitch, and swing and a miss to J.D. Davis. And I figure this was going to be a two-way scenario here. Either this was going to be a close game or this game was going to be a game where one or the other team would reach out. This one's, up high. It's 1-1. One of the teams are going to break out. I surely wasn't thinking that the Pirates were going to break out in this one. This one's fouled back. It's 1-2. Well, this would definitely do a lot of good deeds for Anthony Disclafani, as he's has some insurance runs that's been given for his outing here early on. Count goes 2-2 to J.D. Davis. J.D. Davis is the eighth batter of this inning alone, as the 3-2 works himself into a full count. Here's the 3-2 pitch, swing and a foul. Not a start that you would want for Pittsburgh. You drop the series against Seattle over the weekend. Here's the 3-2 pitch down in the dirt, and Davis walks to extend the inning. Now comes up is Wilmer Flores. He's popped out to short to end the first. This is 9 batters, and the pitching coach is going to check in with Rich Hill. Doesn't look too satisfying to see the outing. You could tell the expression on Hill's face, just it's a disaster, ready to call it in for the day almost. And I think it becomes more difficult to be able to bounce back. You think of the game, Friday night's game against Seattle, game 1 of the 3-game series. Pittsburgh put up 11 runs. Saturday they get shut out, and Sunday they lose 3-6. As the first pitch in is called on the inside for a ball to Wilmer Flores. 1-0. The 1-0 pitch is down the middle. It's 1-1. I understand the division, game and a half out of first over the Milwaukee Brewers, but it's been a lot of back and forth in NL Central. This is chop foul along the third base side. Getting out of the way is the third base umpire. Five runs, 5 hits so far in this game. They did rule an error on Pittsburgh. Here's the 1-2. That one's on the inside. It goes 2-2 to Flores. Here's the 2-2. This one's popped up in the infield at first base for Connor Joe, and he'll make the grab. Well, the damage has been done. 5 runs come around to score thanks to a 2-run blast by Austin Slater, first of the season, as the Giants are out front, heading to the third, 5-0. 7, 8, and 9 due up here for the Pirates, trying to get something going. Leading off is Rodolfo Castro, who is 3 for 13 in his last 7 games, batting .231 with 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, scored in a run. He went 0 for 4 in the last 2 games, only walking twice in Seattle, striking out in both of those games, back on Saturday and Sunday. First pitch is in there, called for a strike as we begin the top of the 3rd inning. Sclafani's back out there. This is chopped right to second, throwing over to first for out number 1. Well, this will extend to a pretty nice home stands for the San Francisco Giants as Josh Palacios steps in outside for a ball. Palacios, left-handed batter, batting .250 with 3 RBIs. Here's the pitch. That's down the middle. It's 1-1. Well, the Giants have a 3-game homestands against Pittsburgh to finish off the month. Has Thursday off. Will be home to Baltimore for the weekend. As this one's fly ball out to left center field and making the grab, not being able to make the grab, is a left fielder coming around second, heading to third, sliding in safely is going to be Palacios. As it's a 1-out triple. And Austin Slater was just inches away, couldn't get to it. They're having trouble out there so far in left field. Couldn't get to it. Ends up colliding with the wall. Seems to be fine. It hit his glove, bounced out of his glove. And as soon as that ball bounced out, Palacios had those wheels running. Stretching that double into a triple. And with 1 out, runner scores. This one's hit the third for Davis. He's going to throw over to first as Palacios scores. And they get 1 run back here in the top of the 3rd. So an RBI ground out. Sacrifice. And it's now 5-1. First pitch to Marcano as we head to the back of the lineup is ball. This 1-0 pitch is in there, called for a strike. It's 1-1. The Giants, like I said, has a 6-game homestands this week. 3 against Pittsburgh and 3 against Baltimore before heading down to Colorado. 1-1 pitch is on the inside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Marcano doubled back in the first. Here's the pitch, chop foul. It's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. This one's in the dirt. Marcano worked himself to a full count. Reynolds due up next. Desclafani in the 3rd inning. And pitches are, got off to a really early start in the 1st inning. 24 pitches by Desclafani. This one's going to be a single out to right field. Getting down, turning on the wheels around first to second. Sliding in safely is going to be Marcano, so the inning will continue with 2 outs in the 3rd. Marcano's having himself a day. He just pulls it. Protection, full count, doesn't want to. This gets right past on a hop. off of the first baseman, Wilmer Flores. Stepping up is Brian Reynolds as he takes first pitch for a ball. Reynolds 0 for 1. Trying to see if they can extend. 5 come. This one's popped up out to center field for Bryce Johnson to make the grab. 1 run scored here in the top of the third for the Pirates, but they still trail 5-1. We'd like to take this time and give a big shout out to StreamYard Studios, where you can create podcasts, videos, host virtual business meetings, and even conduct interviews. Check out their free version today from StreamYard Studios, proud home of the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel. We're back here in the bottom of the third inning, just getting underway. 5-1 as the first pitch in is called for a strike. Rich Hill's back out there. Mitch Haniger is back. He's 1 for 1 so far. Check swings. There's fouls. 0-2. Giants batted around last inning, putting up 5 runs. Trying to maybe extend that here in this inning. Here's a chop line to third. A quick throw over to first, and there's 1 out. Like we do every single game, we like to give out some trivia questions coming up in the top of the 4th inning. We'll give you a San Francisco Giants trivia question. We would like you to comment your answers down below, and in the bottom of the inning, we'll share you that trivia question. Here's the first pitch swinging and a foul for Casey Smith. Smith. There's a pitch popped up. Shallow left field. Marsano cannot grab it. And so 1 out and 1 on. And I think, anything right now, it looks like anything we're at on the left side of the field, it seems to me players it's hard to get to the ball. This one's lined to third, juggles it first, throws it over to first base, and gets out number 2. That was a nice line drive right back to Castro at third base. Juggles it. Was thinking two, but then juggles it. He says, hey, let's throw it over to first for the ensure out. So Smith heads up to second. Bailey's out at first on a 5-3 putout. David Villar steps up. Here's a pitch on the outside. Just one ball, no strikes. Hope where everyone's at, you guys are enjoying a wonderful Memorial Day. I know I had. It's been a crazy morning. This one's in there for a strike. It's 1-1. Got to enjoy a Memorial Day parade. Oldest daughter represented her team in the parade as the team rolled by. This one's in there, swing and a miss for a strike, 1-2. Nice outside, too. A runner on second, 2 outs, 1-2 pitch to Villar. Checks with the first base umpire, and he calls it a strike for Andy Fletcher, and that's how the Pirates get out of this inning. They leave a man stranded, but they still lead out front 5-1. Welcome back to this Memorial Day special edition of Major League Baseball between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the San Francisco Giants, as the Giants are out to a 5-1 lead as we begin the inning number 4. First pitch on the way to Andrew McCutchen. It's up high for a ball 1. 3, 4, and 5 due up as the Pirates got a run back in the third inning. This one's on the inside. Just 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the 2-0. This one's down the middle. 2 balls, no strikes. Andrew McCutchen having himself a pretty good year right now. 2 balls, 1 strike, a heavy swing and a miss. Count goes 2-2. McCutchen is 264. Having 8 home runs, 20 RBIs. This one goes down, calls out on strikes for out number 1. Well, every game we like to give some trivia questions going around. And this game's no different. Today's trivia question here is brought to you by usefultrivia.com/sports trivia. First pitch on way to Sawinski is outside for a ball 1-0. Which player threw 3 complete game shutouts in a single World Series? 1-0 pitch, chop foul, 1-1. Is it A, Carl Hubel, B, Christy Mathewson, C, Gaylord Perry, or D, Madison Bumgarner? Here's the 1-1 count. This one's popped up. Third base side. Coming over is Davis. He'll make the grab for out number 2. That Sun's beating down. Two away. An update on the injury of Carlos Santana, who left the game yesterday in the 6th inning for a lumbar spine muscular tightness. As the first pitch to Connor Joe is fouled back 0-1. It'll be a day-to-day action. Trivia question, as we spoke earlier, though, will be which pitcher threw 3 complete game shutouts in the single World Series? This one is out inside for a ball 1-1. Is A, Carl Hubel, Christy Mathewson's B, C is Gaylord Perry, or Madison Bumgarner, D? You can enter your answers in the comments, and we'll reveal that at the bottom of the inning. Here's a pitch line right back to Discofani at first. A stretching play for the first baseman, but makes the out to end the inning. We're through 3.5. Giants out front, 5-1. As we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, 8-9-1 due up for the Giants as they're out front, 5-1. We talk about the trivia question. We'll answer here in a minute. First pitch to Crawford is outside for a ball. Crawford doubled in the second. Later on, scored through a 2-run home run by Slater. This one's hit out to right field. So to lead things off, Crawford earned himself a single. Nice 2-hit day for him. You know, I was thinking about the trivia question during the break. Which pitcher threw 3 complete game shutouts in the World Series? Now, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm only, I'm a young kid being 28 years old. As Bryce Johnson steps up, he shows bunt down third base side. It's going to be foul. And I was like, all right, so Madison Bumgarner, was he on that list? And I had to ponder it for a second because there's only two guys that I know: Gaylord Perry, Madison Bumgarner. And I don't know the success that Gaylord Perry had in the World Series. Madison Bumgarner, I wasn't paying too close attention. Carl Hubel and Christy Mathewson are the only other two names that come to that are on this list. Here's a dive to short and only get the out at second as the throw offset Bay at second base. But a nice stoppage by Marcano. So out number one, and we'll get back to the top of the lineup here. It was a weird dive, but it was a dive. It was dive going to third base. So Johnson will replace Crawford at first. Here's the first pitch. It's inside for a ball. And so I was thinking of the trivia question. I was just like, all right, what's going to happen? So I'm going. I don't know. I was going to stick with Bumgarner, but I'm going with Carl Hubel. And this is 2-0 to Slater. Slater hit a home run back in the second inning, 2-run blast. This one's swing and a miss, 2-1. Give you guys one last second to lock in your answers. And the correct answer is B, Christian Mathewson. 1905. I'll tell you after this pitch. 2-1 count to Slater. A throw back over to first. Christy Mathewson pitched 3 complete game shutouts in the span of only 6 days, clinching the Giants' first World Series championship. Who would have known? Christy Mathewson's. Anyone else who guessed that correctly? Congratulations. This one's hit line to left field and didn't really have to move for is the left fielder Reynolds, round number 2. Two away with a runner on first. It's a good time for Hill to kind of sit down and collect himself. He had a good last inning. Another inning like this, I'd like to maybe get him through another inning or so for Pittsburgh as time is called to honor Memorial Day service. As they're ready to resume play. As everyone stood and honored a vow of silence at Oracle Park to honor the lost men and women who has fought for our country. 1 on, 2 outs for J.D. Davis. He's 0 for 1. Here's a stolen base, and he's going to slide in safely. And you can see Hedges just shaking his head. Johnson has not had recorded a stolen base yet this season up until this moment. Maybe caught Hedges off guard. But with doing so, puts him in scoring position. Hill focusing now on J.D. Davis. This pitch is in there for a called strike. Take you to the top of the 5th inning, and in the 5th, we will have a out-of-town scoreboard update for you guys. Just paying a little close attention to a couple of the games going on earlier today. Here's the 1-1. This one's lined into right field. That's going to get down. Coming in is Johnson as his ball scatters with the right fielder, Palacios. Going into second will be Davis, and the Giants extend to a 6-1. Well, a nice little hit opposite field for Davis there. And apparently, so he's going to stay on first. I thought he took off to second. This one's inside, and there he's going to let him steal second. So that will be Davis's first stolen base of the season. Here's the 1-0. This one's hit. Fly ball out to the foul right field territory as first baseman Joe will get to it. The Giants scored another run as they extend their lead 6-1 here on the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel. As we head into the top of the fifth inning, the Pirates 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error, and the Giants 6 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. Welcome on back here to a special edition of Major League Baseball on the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel. First pitch, it was grounded to second for out number 1 as Bay is retired. As we kind of look around the out-of-town scoreboard, a couple games final today. As the Cubs shut out the Tampa Bay Rays, they got swept against the Reds back on over the weekend. This one's down in the dirt to Castro. Castro's 0 for 1 today. The Cardinals shut out the Royals shut out the Cardinals, 7-0. This one's hit chop fouled. As the Royals almost went for a perfect game. So did Tampa Bay. And the Rangers shut out the Tigers so far. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Castro. This is swing and a miss. It's 1-2. The Guardians has also shut out the Baltimore Orioles, who will be flying over later on this week down to San Francisco to face the Giants in a 3-game weekend series. Here's a 1-2 pitch. This is down in the dirt. It's 2-2. Games currently in progress. Middle of the seventh inning, the Diamondbacks are leading the Rockies 7-5. Minnesota Twins are leading the Astros on the road 4-1. This one's hit, fly ball out to left field. Slater will get under it. Round number 2. And scoring update here. Let me just get into that. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and here's the first pitch down in the dirt to Palacios. Jose Altuve just hit a grand slam to left center field, scoring in Kyle Tucker, Jose Abreu, and Mauricio Dubon as a fouled back. It's 1-1. Puts the Astros out now 5-4. That's a gut-wrenching game changer there. Josh Palacio, who is 1-for-1 today. This one is down in the dirt for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike for Palacio. Here's the pitch. This one's outside. It's 3-1. So the Astros are out front 5-4. And other than this Pirates and Giants game, those are the only games in progress at this moment. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That's in there, called for a strike. Games coming in later on today, at 8:07 Eastern time, the Braves and the Athletics. 8:10, the Angels and the White Sox. Here's the 3-2 pitch. This one's hit down the left field side. Third base umpire says it's fair, rounding first, heading to second. Standing up with a 2-out double will be Palacios. And make that a 2-hit game for Josh. Getting the bat rolling. He's a key guy down here in the bottom part of the lineup today. Contributing to the Pirates' only run of the game so far. Gives the Pirates a chance to slowly close their deficit. They're down 6-1. Austin Hedges steps in. That one's up high for a ball. Check swings. For what? We don't know. 1 ball, no strikes. At 9:10, the Nationals take on the Dodgers. At 9:40, the Yankees are in Seattle to take on the Mariners. The Guardian, and then that's it for today. That's your out-of-town scoreboard update. Talk a little bit about the standings later on. This one's popped up on first base for Flores as he makes the grab and ends the inning. The Pirates strand a runner on second. They still are down 6-1 as we head to the bottom of the 5th here on the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel. We want to thank everyone who is tuning in to our special Memorial Day baseball game between the Pirates and the Giants. I understand it's been a couple weeks since we last called a baseball game. Kind of tell with how we're getting back into the swing of things. First pitch in for Haniger is down low for a ball. We want to thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Also have those notifications on so you don't miss a single episode. Here's a pitch, fly ball out to right field. Coming in is the right fielder, and he'll make the grab for out number one. Casey Smith comes up to bat. He's 2 for 2. Well, you can almost say that this, even though Hill has, given up 6 runs so far as after, 4 and a third now. First pitch into Smith is in their first strike. I mean, this doesn't really look like a great outing. He had a terrible second inning, but you like to see him get through this inning at least one more. This is chop right back to Hill. A toss over to first and out number 2, just like that. 2 up, 2 down. And the pace that Anthony Disclafani is already at. I mean, at least this will be another good outing. Could be a good outing for Anthony as long as it continues. Here's the first pitch up high for Patrick Bailey. This is coming up Saturday as the Pirates come back home to face the Cardinals. This 1-0 pitch is inside. The Pirates will take on the Cardinals in a 3-game series beginning Saturday at home at PNC Park. And on Saturday, they'll have O'Neal Cruz bobblehead doll giveaway. If you guys are in the local area, get your tickets today at MLB.com. You could Google Pittsburgh or Pittsburgh Pirates. I say just Google Pittsburgh Pirates in this sense. Here's the 3-0, and that is in there for a called strike. 3 balls, 1 strike called for Patrick Bailey here with 2 outs. Looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Have yet to done that yet already. Here's the 3-2 pitches in there called strike. Full count. Pitch number 76 of the day for Hill. This is lined right back to second to Bay, and he'll make the grab to end the inning. 1-2-3 go to Giants. We played 5. San Francisco out front, 6-1. The TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel is the proud home of the throw-in a 2-hour weekly, daily sports program covering all local sports news in the Cincinnati area, baseball, football, college, and even talking some professional wrestling. Got a lot to talk about. Join us tomorrow as we continue our week going live. As it looks like time was called for the pitcher, not understanding, didn't get set before the pitch count. Now, Desclafani is asking for an explanation from home plate umpire Mike Extrabook. And even now, Gabe Kapler, the manager for the Giants, is looking for an explanation. Apparently, the clock, went wind down and they weren't set. So, looks like Gabe and Desclafani asking for the umpires to get together, and that's what they're doing. 9. Yeah, so I don't know. It looked like Desclafani was set, and he started making his motion to home, stopped in the middle, just as Marcano jumped back up. So now the explanation is given back to Desclafani and Kapler. I mean, it's not a good way to start the inning, having a pitch clock violation. But the count's going to begin at this at bat, 1-0. And it's kind of hard. I mean, we've seen this on and off throughout the year. This is what baseball is. This is how it's been concurred. This first pitch originally, now it's outside. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. And it could definitely turn a inning around, or even an at bat around. This one's on the outside. It's 2 balls, 1 strike to. And here's the pitch. This is going to get through the right field side into right field for a base hit. So a leadoff hit for Marcano. And he's been on base every at bat in today's ball game. 3 for 3 now. I mean, it goes back. Listen, I think it goes back to, especially on a batter-to-batter precise, whatever confusion, whatever displayed. I mean, it looked like Desclafani started making his motion to the plate and then stopped, which would have been a balk, which gives him a ball anyway. So I don't think it was a pitch clock violation, nonetheless of a balk, because he wasn't ready. His first pitch is down in the dirt to Brian Reynolds, who's 0 for 2, line down and a fly out. So a runner on first, nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. And here's the 1-0. That's also down to the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. Catcher, Giants catcher's going out to have a word. Bailey going to talk it over with Desclafani. Maybe try to calm him down. See, this is where if it's not jitterbugs, this is where these situations could get to a pitcher. You get out of your rhythm. And, rhythms are important. It's essential to have a good rhythm here. So, I mean, I think it's crucial. I feel like it's very, very crucial. Every outing like this can affect a pitcher. I mean, Desclafani's only 57 pitches into his outing today. You like to see him get through the 6th. And right now, the way that he's pitching as he comes sets, Reynolds sits at an 0-2 pitch. And here's the delivery. This is hit to second, over to short, over to first, and that is a 4-6-3 double play. I mean, there you go. You talk about turning it around, and that's exactly how you do it. You let the infield to get you out of a little small jam, and now there's 2 outs with nobody on. We talk about Desclafani, his last outing, at Minnesota, only going 5 innings. You like to see him. He's in a position to go an extra inning. First pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0. I mean, he could go a solid another inning, even 2, the way that he's pitching. We'll see how Gabe Kapler wants to keep DeSclafani out there. This one's fouled back. McCutcheon's up to bat. He's 0 for 2. Infield pop out and strike out. This is a hit right to second base, over to first, and that is a quick 1-2-3 inning. 5.5 through. Giants out front, 6-1. First pitch into Villar is up high for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the next pitch. Check swings. Double checks it with the first base umpire, Andy Fletcher, and it's for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Welcome back here to the throw-in here on the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel. We're in bottom half of inning number 6, where the Giants are out front, 6-1. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 1 strike. David, 0 for 2. This one's popped up foul. Right field side, coming over is first base. This is going to get out of bounds. Hunter Joe been very into it. And they're so 2 balls, 2 strikes to Villar. And here's the pitch. That one's outside, 2-2. Be sure to check out the TNC Sports Talk webpage by heading over to www.tncsportstalkshow.com. As this is as Villar is caught looking, 1 away. Head on over to the TNC Sports Talk Show's webpage and be able to get up to date on all latest podcasts, episodes, videos, information, blogs, and whatnot. You could subscribe to the page and be able to even fill out a form to be a future guest on the throw-in. Head over to www.tncsportstalkshow.com. Brandon Crawford is 0-1. This one's outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Both pitches on the outside plate. 1 away here in the 6th inning. That one's up high. Hill's back out it again. I feel, hey, you get out of this inning for Hill. Yeah, I know you're at 85 pitches, but you get through 6 innings. A lot better performance in the last outing here. 3 balls, no strikes. It's in there called for a strike. Pittsburgh, as I mentioned, coming into today's game, 26-26, playing 500 baseball. A game and a half back of first place of the Milwaukee Brewers. So there's a pop-up fly out to center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. So a 1-out magic. And coming up here is Bryce Johnson. Brandon Crawford having some really, really good game today, scoring in back in the second, but it's been on base all 3 plate appearances so far. As the Pirates, as we're talking about the NL Central here, and they're a game and a half back. They've been up and down out of first. They, like I said, got off to a really hot start. Showing bunt as Johnson pulls it back, calls for a strike, 0-1. But then you get yourself into the rest of the division, and it's been scattered down below. St. Louis, Cincinnati, Chicago. This one's down in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Currently, right now, Cincinnati, after sweeping the Cubs, and this is how a series could really just change course and change past this early on. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's in there called strike 1 and 2. Cincinnati is 4 games back. They're playing 500 baseball on a 3-game series. The Cardinals just lost, so they moved to 24-32, 5.5 games back of Milwaukee. They're playing 500 baseball with a 2-game losing streak. Throw back over to first. And Chicago, after losing a series, they picked up the winning ways after a 4-game losing streak, 23-30. So as we look at possible standing changes, here's the 1-2. This one's popped up foul territory, first base side. No one's going to be able to get to it. And we see St. Louis back down in last place in the Central. And people are going to say that the NL Central isn't a tough division. It's not going to be, chaotic. I think it's going to be as chaotic as it's going to be as interesting as people make it to be. Yeah, it's not maybe, you're not going to, have the best record of baseball. I mean, right? No team is yet to be over 30+ wins. Here's a swing and a miss, and here goes down Johnson for out number 2. 2 outs, and Austin Slater comes up to bat. He homered back in the second inning, scoring in Crawford also on a 2-run blast. But if you're looking at, this NL Central, you have to remember, I think the key source of the Central, to get through the Central is the patience. There's a lot of young things lurking and coming up. This one's fouled back. It's 0-1 to Slater. I mean, Cincinnati has this dynamic or this concept by the end of the year, seeing a lot of young guys come up. You've already seen Brandon Williamson. We've seen Matt McClain come up, and he's contributing to success right now. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Slater. This one's flied, popped up. Shallow left. Coming in is the center fielder, and he'll make the grab to end the inning. Well, the Giants strand won, but they're still out front 6-1. You guys are listening to the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel. First pitch in to Jack Sawinski is in there, called for a strike, 0 for 1. Sawinski's 0 for 2 as Disclafani heads out there for inning number 7. This one's hit line, fly ball out to right field, and that's going to be out of the park into the water. A splash made, and the Giant Pirates get their second run on the board here in the 7th inning. 396 feet, 107.8 exit velocity. If only runners were on base would help this out. But hey, you know, a couple of these hits like this could turn the game back around. As the first pitch in for Connor Joe is in there for called strike, 0-1. That one's down low for a ball. 1-1 the count. And it's a well-needed home run. Here's the 1-1 pitch. This is flied. Popped up in short. That's going to get down as miscommunication was called off. A risk to head over to second, sliding it safely is Joe. And the Pirates with a home run and a double to begin the 7th inning. This was just bad communication. Crawford was coming back. It looked like he had it, but then Slater was coming in, and Slater was coming in full force. I mean, honestly, Crawford had the better chance, and Joe's running it out, and as soon as he sees a mistake, he's taking the advantage of heading to second. This first pitch is lined right back up the middle. Coming around is Joe on the way home. He's going to hold his brakes at third, and runners are going to be on the corners with nobody out. You're capitalizing on some simple mistakes. I tell you, back with the Connor Joe hit. All right, that single. That single needed to be, how do you put it, called off. Brendan Crawford was right there. I don't know if he lost it in the sun, but even Austin Slater was nowhere near the ball when that dropped. And he was, a matter of fact, jumping over Crawford. This one's down to the dirt for a ball, as we have G1 Bay up. So a run in, 2 runners on the corners. There's a pitch right to first. They throw at home, gets away from Bailey. And is 6-3. This one's hit right back. He tags first, so you get an out there. Great. Throws home to test it. The ball gets away from Bailey, and we see Joe score in from third. So that will be an RBI, sacrifice RBI here for Castro. Here's a pitch to Josh Palacios. Hits to shortstop. Throws it over to first, but Palacios beats the out. Or he gets out. Excuse me. I saw that wrong. That's what happens. A nice play, backhand play from Crawford, a liner to first to Flores. And he gets a nice out by inches. I was looking at it. I thought that was safe for a moment. Nope. I mean, it was out. He was out, but so we see Base advance to third with 2 away, 2 runs in so far. as the Pirates now are down by 3. This one's inside. It's called for a strike on the outside corner. It's 1-1. This one's hit right back to Disclafani at the mound. Tosses it over to Flores, and he gets out of a jam. 2 runs scored, leave a run stranded on third. Giants are still out front, 6-3. Well, we're headed to the bottom of the 7th inning here as the Giants are out front, 6-3. A couple of runs scored in the top half of the 7th, and it's been a lot of runnings for the Giants, who got out to an early 5-0 lead back in the second as they batted around. A couple of hits, a home run by Austin Slater, and then the Pirates try to answer back in the top of the third, only scoring in a run. The Giants responded back in the fourth, making it 6-1. And the top of the 7th inning, we see 2 runs scored in thanks to a home run by Sawinski, and Connor Joe scoring in due to a Castro RBI to back to first. We have a pitching change here for the Pittsburgh Pirates. We'll tell you about that here in a second. First pitch is outside on the corner, but called for a strike. 0-1 to JD Davis. We got right-handed pitcher Connor Joe. It's up high and away. Who last pitched back on the 6th of May. He went 2 innings, giving up 2 hits, 1 run, 3 walks and 1 strikeout. This one's up high. It's 2-2 now to J.D. Davis. So far this regular season in 3 games, he's pitched a 4.50 ERA. This one's down to the dirt. Davis worked himself to a full count. He's only pitched 6 innings, giving in, striking out 5. Trying to get a 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 7th to get back into the dugout and try to get his team another 6 outs left for them to come make a comeback. Here's the 3-2. This one's hit line to center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And Connor Joe gets on base to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning. He's going to move for 2 for 3 today. And I like it. Let's get something going for the bottom of the 7th inning. All right, you just got done with the 7th inning stretch. Everyone joined in into the God Bless America singing. And I say just get a couple of runs in, extend the lead, get comfortable, and stretch out. A mound visit between Hedges and Bolton. As we talked a little bit about the Pittsburgh Pirates last inning in the division, and show bunt taken away down lows for a ball. The Giants are coming into today's game. They're currently 3rd place, 27-26. Ahead of them are the Dodgers and the Arizona Diamondbacks, and they are 4.5 games out of first. This one's on the outside corner, called for a strike. The Giants are playing 7-3 over the last 10 games, 15-11 on at home. Like I said, they've worked from the bottom up, you guys. They fought for the Giants have fought all season long so far from the bottom. Another bunt shown. Outside, 2 ball, 1 strike to Wade Jr., who replaces Flores. Wade Jr. is batting .269. Lamonte bunts down to third, and he throws it over to first. And Jr. beats the out. He singles on a soft bunt to third for Rodolfo Castro, who can't make the grab. J.D. Davis heads on over to second. And now they're going to see if this is possibly going to challenge this play. Let's see here. And it looks like he's out. Looks like he got it. Well, he was off the bag. And the Pirates are going to challenge the out at first. So the call is the out at first. And it looks like Connor Joe's foot was off the bag when he made contact with the ball. And that's good. I mean, there's a clear image of that right there. He was off the bag. And he never went back on the bag, at least according to the image that I looked. He should be safe at first. So the call at the original call is that Wade Lamonte was safe at first, and the Pirates are challenging that. We talk about the NL West here, and like you said, the Giants started from the bottom, fought their way through the Colorado Rockies, and listen, they're fighting their way through the San Diego Padres too. And right now, since the kickoff of the season, it's been the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers have been up and down, and the Giants 7-3 in the last 10 games was short of a series sweep on the road in Milwaukee. Giants are playing solid baseball, and this isn't the same team that you have no Brendan Bell, no Buster Posey. We're seeing a lot of different guys making the transition, and I think the Giants have done pretty good so far this season on making those adjustments. And the call is safe. So the Pirates will lose a challenge. And so we will have Lamonte Wade Jr. at first. We'll have J.D. Davis at second. And now coming up is Mitch Haniger, who is 1 for 3, scored back in the second. First pitch is outside for a ball. And so, I mean, listen, I mean, this is the NL West. I don't think a lot of people, you talk about teams that surprise you, right? We talked about how this one's lined into left field. Coming around to score is Joe. Coming into third is going to be Lamonte. Coming into second is going to be Haniger, and he's called safe. And because Pittsburgh can't challenge that one, nobody out, a run scored, and runners on second and third now. And you just maybe think that, challenging that first place wasn't a good idea. This one was probably a more better call to challenge. Oh, gosh. I mean, turn of events here. Giants out front 7-3 for Casey Smith. Here's the first pitch. Outside, but called for a strike. So it's an RBI double, scoring in Joe. A swing and a foul back. Haniger went 0 for 3 today. Giants are 5 for 9 and with runners in scoring position. This one's lined into left field. That's going to get down for a hit again. We will see Wade coming around. We will also see Haniger coming around. Casey Smith will stay on first, and it's a 2-run RBI. Giants are now out front 8. Should know. Well, excuse me. I thought Haniger came around to score, and he actually held up at third. Or did he come around to score? Yeah, Haniger came around to score. It's 9-3 Giants. And as there's a mound visit here, this ball game just broke off. This broke off a little bit more. But man, you talk about those Padres who kind of went all in. They signed, Machado. Tatis came back after his 21-day suspension. So you got him back at the end of April. You also talk about, having Soto and having Alexander Bogaerts and re-signing, Yu Darvish. And they're currently sitting 4th place in the division. Patrick Bailey's up. It's 1 for 3. 2-run double in the second. And a run scored. Padres 24-29. 7.5 games out of first. And at the beginning of the season, it was talked. As the 1-0 pitch is down low. It's 2 balls, no strikes. As everyone, as we talked about this, at the beginning of the season, the Padres were in the conversation of, okay, can the Padres finally beat the Dodgers and, retain first place and dominate the division? 2-0 is in there, called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike to Bailey. And we also talked about earlier today about Pittsburgh was one of those teams at the beginning of the season where a lot of eyes drew because of how well they were playing. And now they're kind of leveling out, and we may be possibly seeing the downfall. This one's hit, clobbered out to right field, and that one's going to get into the crowd. 3-run blast by Patrick Bailey pushes the Giants out front 11-3. And without an out recorded yet in the 7th inning, another 5 runs have scored, giving them an 11-3 lead. First pitch on the way to David Villar. It's in there for a strike. And that was just gone. You knew it. Here's the 0-1 count. It's on the outside, 0-1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Villar. It's outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. And the 2 runs that were scored in the top of the 7th by Pittsburgh, well, guess what? Giants scored them back. This one's chopped right to third. Throw over to first, and the first out's recorded of the bottom of the 7th. Well, those 2 runs were scored and then some. 11 runs, 14 hits, no errors for the Giants. The Pirates have 3 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. And you just kind of question, if you're Pittsburgh and you're Derek Shelton, it's like what's happening? What's going on with this ball club? Is there any answers to this ball club to say? How do you fix it? First pitch is outside. There's days that you can score, there's days that you don't. Are we seeing the typical Pirates team that we're maybe more expected to see this season? It was down to the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes to Brandon Crawford. Crawford is 3 for 3 today. Scored back in the 2nd. Doubled and 2 singles. And a lot of San Francisco's success also. This one's outside. 3 balls, no strikes to Crawford. 5 runs are scored in. And the Pirates don't have a challenge in this game. They lost it in the top earlier this inning. This was fouled along the right field side. 3 balls and 1 strike. And this is a tough outing by Bolton. Not what you're looking for. That one's on the outside corner, called for a strike, 3-2. Nobody on, 1 away. 3-2 pitch outside. Crawford walks. Games like this really boost energy, momentum in ball clubs. This is why the Giants are in 3rd place right now. They're kind of fighting it back because of that. Crawford on first. Johnson's up. He's 0 for 3. Here's the first pitch. That's down to the dirt also. Games we were looking out earlier today. In the division, we'll kick off in the Central. St. Louis gets shut out by Kansas City. Tampa Bay shuts out, or Chicago and the Cubs shut out Tampa Bay. The 1-0 is down to the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes for Johnson. And then for the NL West, we will see Washington later on tonight in LA to face the Dodgers. I was in there, called for a strike. As that was up high. 3 balls, 1 strike. We've also seen earlier today a game that's concluded during the progress of this game. Arizona defeats Colorado 7-5, scoring their 7 runs among the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th inning. And Johnson is recorded for a walk. And we return back to the top of the lineup. The 9th batter due up here in the bottom of the 7th inning. This inning is already imploded after a RBI double from Henniger that scored in Davis. And then we had a 3-run home run by Bailey. And then now there's 2 men on with 1 away. First pitch in for Slater, who's 1 for 4, is in there for a strike. Batter number 9 here, by the way. This one's out on the outside corner. It's 1-1. That's an 83-mile sweeper. Pirates trivia question coming up in the 8th inning. This one's down in the dirt and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. And I mean, I can figure it's hard when you're not playing so well and you could play better, or you were the talk of the town a couple weeks ago. Here's the 2-1 pitch. This is hit line down the left field side. Coming in to score is Crawford. Around the third is going to be Johnson. He's being waved on home. Here's a play at the plate. That's going to be off the mark. 2 more runs scored here as Crawford and Johnson scores in and gives the Giants out to 13-3. Fans could say probably, I'm seeing fans saying, all right, we're 13-3. We're good. Let's go home. And that's going to be a pitching change as they officially batted around the lineup here. We'll tell you all about the pitching change when we come on back. You're listening to Major League Baseball here on the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel. The Giants are out front 13-3 as we continue in the bottom of the 7th inning. Seven runs are scored in so far with 1 out and a runner on first base. And the Pirates are Rob, he's 1-0 with the 6.48 ERA over 10 games. As the first pitch is on the outside, down and low for J.D. Davis. 1 ball, no strikes. Davis 2 for 3. He singled and scored in this inning alone earlier. As a runner's on second, and it actually turned out to be a double. I thought that was just a single. So it's a 2 RBI double that scored in Crawford and Johnson. 2 balls, no strikes. Rob struck out 7. This one's down 0, 3-0. Last outing was back on Saturday, where he pitched 2/3 of an inning, giving up a hit and striking out 1 batter. Here's a 3-0 count. That's up high. And here's a walk from Davis. And the woes continue. Well, this all started with a single from Davis to lead off the inning. Flores, Wade Jr., Lamonte, then singled a challenge play at first, which was upheld because a play was called for save. Henniger then doubled to right field. This pitch is on the inside, called for a strike for Lamonte, and scored in Davis. Then we had a 3-run home run to right field for Patrick Bailey to clear the bases. A ground out by Villar, 2 walks by Crawford and Johnson. Count goes 1-1. And then a double, as a matter of fact, that scored in both Crawford and Johnson. And now we're at batter number 11 here, only in the 7th inning. And on a scorecard, if you're keeping score, this one's in there, called for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You just move over to the 8th inning on the Giants sheet, and you just keep on going down the line. And then the 9th will be the 8th, and 10th will be the so forth. This one's pot foul, third base side. Nope. We'll redo it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And this is what a game's all called about, right? We love calling these games because it's games like these where you have action, you have things going on, a lot to explain. This one's on the inside. It's 2-2 now to Wade, and you got run scoring. It's a lot of fun talking about how these runs are scored so far. Here's the 2-2 pitch. 1 swing at third. Hey, a tag to the third baseman. He's called safe as the ball gets away. Okay. So this play, this is how so Slater is on second. The ball is hit to third. The ball is hit to third for Rodolfo Castro, and he budges the ball. It decides to take the ball to third himself and stumbles into, as Slater is sliding into third, trips over Slater, loses the ball in the midst of the tagging. Third base umpire Las Diaz is calling him safe. Now, I don't know how this works out. I mean, you officially tag him as you're colliding with Slater at third. Is he ruled out or is he ruled safe? They're making the correction. He's going to be ruled out. There was enough of a tag to initiate the out, and then after the process, Castro then loses control of the ball. But the out was securely made. I don't think there's too much to argue there. I mean, he clearly made the official tag, but then afterwards, as he tripped, the ball got away. Now, I will say I appreciate the concept of the umpires getting together for that clarification. So there's a runner on second. Who's on second? J.D. Davis is on second. Lamonte is on first with now 2 away. So that's going to be recorded as a 5U. Five unassisted. This one's outside. Count goes 1-1 to Henniger. Took the first pitch on the outside corner. Swing called strike. Henniger RBI'd earlier at this inning. Here's the 1-1 that's down low. Trying to understand how baseball works. Here's the 2-1, a swing and a miss. Count goes 2-2. This has already been a wild inning, and I'm sure Pittsburgh would like to do everything they can to get off their feet. Here's a drive out to left field going back. That's going to be off the wall. Coming around to score is Davis, who extend that to 14. And it's going to be a stand-up double for Haniger. So another RBI from Haniger in this inning as he hit another double. And it's 14-3 now. And it's just one of those ball games. You're like, how much more damage can the Giants get? And this is just left right over the plate. I'm sorry to say that. That's a line drive, and that's right off the wall. Reynolds, I don't think, was able to get to it. It's been difficult out there in left field all day long. That seems to be one of the issues, no? Here's a swing and a miss from Smith. 3 for 4 today. He RBI'd earlier this inning, scoring in Wade. We'll have Wade on for third and Haniger on second. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing foul. 0-2. It's a good crowd at the ballpark today. We're celebrating Memorial Day. It's a good win for the Giants at home in front of the home crowd at Oracle Park. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Check swings. Checks with the first base umpire. Says no go. Says Andy Fletcher. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 18 pitches from Rob so far, as he had to come in to help Bolton get out of this jam. This is a fly ball out to left field, coming in and slide diving catch by Reynolds. And finally, after damage has been done, 8 runs are scored as the Giants extend their lead to 14-3 here on the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel. As we begin the 8th inning here, the line score currently as we stand is the Pirates, 3 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, San Francisco Giants, 14 runs, 18 hits, and 0 errors. Anthony Discofani leaves the game for Taylor Rogers to come in 20 games. His first pitch is down the middle, called for a strike. He's 1 for 2 with the 4.41 ERA. In 20 games, he's saved one in 16.1 innings and 16 strikeouts. This one's shot foul. It's 0-2 now to Marcano, as the Pirates are back in the top of the lineup for the fourth time this afternoon. Last game was against Milwaukee on Friday, where he went 1 1/3 of an inning, striking out 3 batters. And in the top of the 8th inning, we will have Pittsburgh trivia question lined up for you. This one, count goes 1-2 for Marcano. Marcano is 3 for 3 with the 2 doubles and a single, looking to extend that as well. This one's chopped foul again. We'll play 1-2. Now, listen, the Pirates have only 3 runs to the record, but it doesn't seem like they're, they just can't get the bats going all together when they need to. This one's popped up. Shallow short. Making the grab is Crawford for 1 away. Interesting fact. We'll learn this. Patrick Bailey homered last inning, was the youngest player to homer since 1984 on his birthday. As Reynolds steps in. First pitch, this is popped up. Right field coming on over. Right center field coming over his center fielder. For Johnson, he'll make the grab. Lamonte Wade Jr. stays in at first base, batting in the third hole here. As Andrew McCutchen steps in, he's 0 for 3 with the strikeout. First pitch is in there. Pirates trivia question today, thanks to usefultrivia.com for all your trivia needs. Which Pirate won the batting title 8 times during his career? Here's the 0-1. That's on the inside. It's 1-1. Is it A, Willie Stargell, B, Paul Warner, C, Barry Bonds, or D, Honus Wagner? Here's the 1-1 pitch. Check swings. Says no go. Did say he went. McCutchen doesn't really look too happy with that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Which Pirate won the batting title 8 times during his career? Willie Stargell, Paul Warner, Barry Bonds, or Honus Wagner? We'll tell you at the bottom half of the inning number 8. You can comment down below. Relay your answers. And swing and a miss. Andrew McCutchen goes down on strikes in a 1-2-3 8th inning for the Giants. Giants up front, 14-3, heading to the bottom of the 8th inning here on the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel. Pitching change for the Pittsburgh Pirates, as this pitch gets in for a single. So just like that, San Francisco gets a runner on. This is Chris Owings, a utility guy off the bench who's going to come in and do some pitching for Pittsburgh. Those are just going to be lobbed. This is hit right back to third. Gets away from the third baseman. Now let's see how we score this here. So that's a single. That gets away from third baseman Rodolfo Castro. I would call that an error, if you ask me. So it would be marked as an E5. And Villar steps up. David Villar took first pitch down low for a ball. Two men on, as you don't see this often. I think this is a bit of a treat in today's ball game. This one's 2 balls, no strikes. Chris Owings is a fielder. I have no stats on him. I don't know if I've ever seen him pitch, and how often do you ever see position players pitch? This is popped out to center field. Making the grab is the center fielder for out number 1. And when you're down by 11, not to say, I mean, listen, let me put it this way. All I'm going to say. If Owings could come in and prevent a inning, this is hit fly ball out to center field again, coming in, making the grab as a center fielder. Boy, Sawinski has a lot to work on. 2 away. And if you can get an out, get 3 outs, not scoring in a run, and your pitcher, oh man, it's going to be a long day. The trivia question answered here. Which Pirate won the batting title 8 times during his career? So first pitch is for a ball. Was it A, Willie Stargill, Paul Warner, Barry Bonds, Honus Wagner? I'm thinking, I was like, how not Barry Bonds? This is going to be lined into left field. And I believe everyone's going to hold up at their respected positions here as we head to the back of the top of the lineup for Austin Slater. And I was thinking about this answer and where this kind of fits into everything. And here's the pitch. This one's hit, popped up out to center field. Coming in is Sawinski, and he'll make the grab to retire the side. Alrighty. Well, the answer is going to be Honus Wagner. And I was thinking about this. I thought maybe Barry Bonds is one who would have had 8 batting titles during his career. But Honus Wagner won his 8th title and final batting title in 1911, a National League record that remains unbroken to this day and has been matched only once in 1997 by Tony Gwynn. Wagner also led the league in slugging 6 times and stolen bases 5 times. So if you guys answered D, Honus Wagner, you guys were correct, and congratulations. Thank you guys for playing the trivia question. We'll take a small break, come on back, and head to the top of the 9th as the Giants are 3 outs away from securing this Memorial Day victory. And this one on a 1-0 pitch, this one's hit into the water, and a solo home run by Sowinski after an incredible outing. And some guy got off his raft into the water, and it is going to be 14-4 to lead off the ninth. Welcome back, everyone. And there has been a pitching change here for the San Francisco Giants, as they have right-handed pitcher Brett Weasley up. Hasn't really pitched all. He's another, utility guy off the mound. So both the Pirates and the Giants have gone utility players off the bench, as the count goes to Joe 1-1, as this one's up high, 2 balls, 1 strike. And with that, we've seen Sowinski being able to capitalize and cut their deficit. This one's lined into left field, and Slater's going to be able to grab it for 1 away. Be sure to stay tuned for the post-game show following this game. We'll give you an out-of-town scoreboard update, and we will also talk about this game, everything that's taken place, the long flying balls, the scoring. And here's a line back to first base, toss it over to Wisely at first, 2 away. It's a 3-1 put out, and the Pirates are down to their final strike. Rodolfo Castro 0 for 3. He's coming up. And this kind of guy has been put away, especially you sealed the deal in the 7th inning when they scored in 8 runs. First pitch is in there for a strike. Like I said, a little bit of uniqueness, seeing position players pitch. That's part of the two-way players. And I think that's going to be what's going to come of players more over the next, 15, 20 years. This one's hit foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pirates down to their last strike of the game. Time's called as a ball enters play. We'll give you all the highlights and information more after this game. Here's a fly ball out to center field. Bryce Johnson will grab it, and the Giants will win by 10. 14-4 final on this Memorial Day. Want to say thank you to everyone who has tuned in and listened to this ball game between the Pirates and the Giants. The Giants picked up their first victory of the series, and they go on to a 1-game winning streak. They'll be back again tomorrow at 9:40. First pitch. Well, we will have Pittsburgh will have right-handed pitcher, or Pittsburgh will have right-handed pitcher Johan Oviedo, who's 3 for 4 with this 4.7 ERA, as the Giants still has yet to disclose their pitcher. All right, we're going to take a break, come on back, and give you updates, highlights, news around the scoreboard, standings, and much more, talking about the game. You guys are listening to the Pirates and the Giants right here on the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel. Welcome on back here to the post game show. Thank you guys for tuning in. And it was a really good game as the San Francisco Giants defeated the Pittsburgh Pirates on a final score of 14-4. Winning pitcher is Anthony Disclafani, who is now 4-4. His ERA moves to 3.48. The losing pitcher is Rich Hill. He goes 4-5. His ERA is 4.76. And I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. This was a, this was an entertaining game. And it was an entertaining game. I mean, 14 runs, 18 hits, 30 total bases for the San Francisco Giants. And this is part of the excitement that the Pirates, that the Giants are playing. They move on into, they have a comfortable position in third place in the NL West. They moved to 28-26. And, with the Dodgers play a little later on tonight, Arizona beat Colorado, so they move up in the records. But the Giants are really doing it well. And as I mentioned, if this is not the same for someone who doesn't pay attention to San Francisco on a daily basis, this isn't the same team that it was 2 years ago. This isn't the same team that it was even 5 years ago, or even, longer than that. And, this is, and Gabe Kapler, who came in and, has been in charge of this team, and, he's been up and down, and they had a good season a couple years ago. He comes in and, this is a team that looks thrilling to watch and wanting to tune into. I mean, I really thought that this was going to be more of an entertaining game. And it's unfortunate. Pittsburgh comes in 4 runs, 9 hits. Both teams had 2 home runs under their belts today, but there was good things coming out of Pittsburgh. Marcano, he went 3 for 4, 2 doubles and a single. We had a home run by Sawinski and a home run. We had a home run. We had 2 home runs by Sawinski. We also had a triple by Palacios. Excuse me. I'm sorry. He went 2 for 3. It just didn't seem like they could hold. Their pitching was way off. And this was just a performance I think a lot of people could have expected, and a lot of people, going down the street, it's going to be a tough pill to swallow. I don't really necessarily know what the Pirates are going to have to do to change, and this is one of the, I guess, scenarios where, you got off to a good lead in April, May. Well, moving forward to, down the road, it ain't going to be any easier. June, July, August, September, solid 4 months of baseball left to be played. And you got to figure out what's going on, because the NL Central, is truly all over the place. The NL Central just is nothing but, Cincinnati jumped up to third place, and they're only just a few games back. It's going to be a tight race, I believe, in the NL Central. And maybe a team brushes away and with a solid lead, but right now it seems with how often in the NL Central that those teams are jumping back and forth, I think it's truly going to be a one of a kind series, this division this season. So, final line score for team comparisons: the Pirates 4 runs, 9 hits, 2 home runs, total bases 21, 0 stolen bases, 3 men left on base with 2 errors, as the Giants have 4 runs, 18 hits, 2 home runs, 30 total bases, 2 stolen bases given, 9 men left on base with 0 errors. me go to the total time of today's game was 2 hours and 20 minutes in the front of attendance of 39,323 fans at Oracle Park on this fine Memorial Day. First pitch was at 2:07 p.m. Pacific time in 64-degree temperature. Partly cloudy, winds were blowing 15 miles out to center field. Uh, like I said, the winning pitcher was Anthony Disclafani. Losing pitcher was Rich Hill. Top performers. Patrick Bailey goes 3 for 5 with a home run, a double, 4 RBIs, and 2 runs. Austin Slater 3 for 6, a home run, a double, 4 RBIs, and a run. Jack Sawinski was also a notable player as he went 2 for 4, 2 home runs, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs scored in himself. We'll come back and give you a out of town scoreboard, also a look at tomorrow's ball game as game 2 tomorrow night at 9:40. Thank you guys for listening to the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel post game show. We'll be right back. If you guys like today's broadcast, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to have those notifications on for more information and for more videos. Be sure to tune in to the throw-in, the proud right here on the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel. The throw-in is a 2-hour daily episode of sports conversations here in local Cincinnati, covering the local sports team, including baseball, football, college, and professional wrestling. Tune us in tomorrow for a live 2-hour episode where we recap all the pay-per-views and premium lives that took place over the week, and we'll talk about the Reds sweeping the Chicago Cubs and heading over to Boston to take on the Red Sox in a 3-game series. That's live tomorrow morning on the throw-in. Also, want to invite you guys out as you guys are tuning in. If you guys are living in the local area of Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, have a chance to come out and enjoy some free entertaining festivals. We got a couple of festivals coming up with the help of Enlightened Studios. Enlightened Studios Incorporation is not just about it's about giving back to the community, offering opportunities for people to grow themselves, their business. And they have a couple festivals coming up that they're volunteering. Italian Festival, June 8th through the 11th. The Taco Festival, June 23rd through the 25th. The Celtic Festival from July 14th through the 16th. Sign up today. Keep your tips by emailing enlightenedstudios.cincy@gmail.com for more information. That is enlightenedstudios.cincy@gmail.com. Alrighty, we are back here on the post-game show where the Pittsburgh Pirates dropped the first game of the series against the San Francisco Giants at Oracle Park. Final score 14-10. Not the only game that took place today. We have let's give you to the out-of-town scoreboard. Kicking things off, the first set of games today was all given to you thanks to shutout. The first 4 games were all shut out. Cleveland beat the Orioles 5-0. Orioles will be coming into town in San Francisco this weekend to face the Giants. The Rangers shut out the Tigers 5-0. Kansas City Royals had a perfect game going deep into the game today as they shut out the St. Louis Cardinals 7-0. Chicago Cubs get back on the winning ways as they shut out the Rays 1-0. The Arizona Diamondbacks beat the Colorado Rockies. Final score 7-5. The Minnesota Twins beat the Houston Astros 7-5 today as well in 10 innings. And then we had the Pirates who lost to the Giants 14-4. A couple games getting ready to get underway here in just a little bit is the Atlanta Braves and the Oakland Athletics. So Rocco, right-handed pitcher for the Braves, will get the mound for Blackburn. The right-handed pitcher for Oakland will get a chance tonight. We also got the Angels and the White Sox get ready to square off here in just a little bit. Conning versus Kopech in the pitching duel. Later on tonight, we will also see 2 additional games as a 9:10 start between the Washington Nationals and the Los Angeles Dodgers. And at 9:40 time, the Yankees take on the Mariners in Seattle. That is your out-of-town scoreboard here on the postgame show. Take a little bit. Game 1 of the series belongs to the Giants 14-4. We'll return back. They will be playing again tomorrow at Oracle Park. First pitch is scheduled for 9:45. The San Francisco Giants will have John Brebbia, right-handed pitcher, 2-0 with a 3.68 ERA. And the Pittsburgh Pirates will have John Oviedo, right-handed pitcher, 3-4 on the record with a 4.70 ERA. As the Pittsburgh Pirates look to change some ways and pick up a victory tomorrow night, the Giants are looking to continue their success into this week. Want to once again say thank you to each and every one of you that has tuned in. Okay, Be sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Be sure to hit those notifications so you don't miss a single episode. I want to give a big shout out to StreamYard Studios for providing the software for broadcasting live on these video games. Want to give a shout out to Epidemic Sound. Discover your world-class artists, composers, and bands. Find the perfect soundtrack and discover your world-class artists, composers, and bands. Find the perfect soundtrack and give your social media accounts the music they deserve. Epidemic Sound is a royalty-free music link. For more information, check out epidemicsound.com. Also want to give a big shout out to Canva. Creates our commercials, our overlays, all that stuff. Thank you to Canva. Also by Spreaker, our audio platforms. You can download the throw-in today on all major audio platforms. Apple Spreaker is by iHeartRadio. Sign up with Spreaker today, upload podcasts, be able to see analytics, get monetized interim breaks, and get paid for it. Spreaker is a helpful tool from iHeartRadio. Check out Spreaker.com for more information. Also want to invite you guys out to our webpage. The TNC Sports Talk has a webpage today where you can catch up all the blogs, all the videos, all the podcasts, everything that is going on with the throw-in, with the TNC Sports Talk channel. You can find available on TNCSportsTalkshow.com. That is www.tncsportstalkshow.com. Well, I want to thank you guys again for tuning in and making this. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this ball game as much as I did. And until next time, thank you. You guys have a wonderful, enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day.